Live stream is starting.
Okay, thanks, Maria. And thanks to those of you who are joining us back online. Thanks for your patience. We're now back in the public realm. We've got a number of motions relating to items that were discussed at the closed meeting for us to vote on. So I will ask staff to bring up the first motion regarding the TSHC Strategic Financial Sustainability Plan. So I'll read the motion. Be it resolved that the Board of Directors approve the recommended next steps for the TSHC staff. To 1, TSHC continue to work with TSHC and the city to support next step activities, including further review, planning, and governance, aligned with the TSHC interim strategic directions and shareholder directions. Secondly, ensure TSHC related considerations are clarified. Number 3, assist in the development of a funding model, including assessing and reviewing any implications for TSHC through the process and reporting back to the board accordingly. Number 4, work with TSHC on any potential saving opportunities identified that may be applicable to TSHC. May I have a mover, please?
So moved, Brenda.
Moved by Brenda, seconded by?
Linda.
Seconded by Linda. All in favor? Any opposed? That motion is carried. Okay, and the next motion relates to the CEO corporate goals. I'll just read the motion again. Be it resolved that the Board of Directors approve the 2023 CEO performance goals as outlined in attachment 1 of report dated August 3rd, 2023, number 17A. May I have a mover, please? Seconder?
Maureen.
Maureen? All in favor? Any opposed? That motion is carried. Okay, so the final item on the agenda is a deputant. I'm not sure if Eddie is still available. Or apologies for having you wait so long, Eddie, but we had quite a bit of a discussion on the items in camera. So if you're still available, I would invite you to depute for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. I understand. It's okay. I am here.
Thanks for your patience. Appreciate it.
No problem. I understand.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can I start?
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Eddie Gasparian. I am 63 years old. I teach English as a second language to international students. And since July 2021, I've been living at 71 Merton Street. First, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to voice our concerns. I also appreciate very much the great work that seniors housing team is doing to make our lives at 71 Merton as enjoyable as possible. Our beautiful garden is only one of many examples. And I feel very, very lucky being able to pay only 30% of my income for the rent. It's a gift, and I thank you very much. Now about my deputation. I'm going to tell you the story of what me and my neighbor Nellie from the apartment above have gone through with our complaint. The main purpose of this deputation is not to find faults and to blame anyone, but to make sure that the issue is resolved and that this doesn't happen again to any other senior tenant. I have all the emails supporting the points I make in this deputation. Since January, me and Nellie have complained about the constant sound in our apartments caused by the boiler of the building, according to the last investigation by the City of Toronto Noise Enforcement Team. This sound becomes extremely loud at night. I understand what is loud to everyone, of course, is relative, but I think you would all agree that one should not hear a boiler sound in their apartments. I am a third-stage cancer patient who has recently completed the chemotherapy session. Nellie has a brain tumor. We couldn't sleep at night because of this sound and couldn't function during the daytime, fighting this noise, and as a result, having constant and strong headaches. First, the housing team tried to help us fix the problem. They called contractors in, opened work orders. But the source of the sound wasn't identified and the problem wasn't fixed. To me, it's not what you do, but also how you do it that matters. I'll give you just one example of many how this issue was approached. An electrician was called to look at the problem. His final idea was that the sound might have come from the boiler room. He went up to the boiler room and concluded that the sound is not coming from there. Common sense tells me that to know if the boiler is causing the sound, one should shut it down and check in our apartments if the sound is still there or not. Jumping ahead, I have to tell you that this was successfully done 4 months later by another contractor from Climate Works who came in to investigate the issue with the City of Toronto noise enforcement officers. It took him 15 minutes to find that the cause of the sound is the boiler. I sent an email to Housing Solution Team according to the procedure of complaints and explained the situation. All I received from them was an automatic reply with the reference number, nothing else, no email, no call. A month later, I called them again and sent another email, no answer. I should tell you that your solution team doesn't exist. Your policy says that it should take the solution team a few days to follow up the complaint and ensure the issue is resolved. But none of this ever happened. Dissatisfied with the way the issue had been handled, I escalated it to the regional manager, Erika Arteki, who for 10 days ignored my email, then replied to my second email promising to look at the problem with no results. Then I wrote an email to Tom Hunter, and again my email was ignored. After a week, I sent another email to Mr. Hunter stating how frustrated and tired we are with the way this whole thing was being handled. This time I included Brad Pregan to the list. Brad got involved, but the problem wasn't solved. On all these levels, I kept stressing again and again that this sound is a health hazard to us and that it puts our health in danger. But no one seemed to listen and care. I still don't understand in a country like Canada why we have been treated this way with so much ignorance, hatred, and lies. I know these are strong words, but this is what we have seen. Again, I have all the emails that prove my points here. I have lived in 5 countries. I speak 5 languages. I have never experienced anything like this in my life, especially in a country like Canada, which I love the most. I'm not a complaining type, quite an easygoing and happy guy. You can ask about me in our building, understanding that things have priorities, need time and efforts to be done. But this whole experience rather tells me that the system is not functioning as it should. Just one more thing to mention. After 2 months, the housing team's narrative has changed from there is a sound, but we cannot find the source and cannot do anything about it, to there is no problem here. There is no sound. Basically, we started being ignored and pictured, forgive my strong words, as annoying liar. This last example illustrates my point. The same electrician from housing came 2 months later to investigate again. entered my apartment, visibly angry and aggressive, went to the kitchen and said, "There is no sound here, no problem. We should stop calling him. He's done here." And he left. The whole investigation lasted less than 3 minutes. After 2 months of this, we turned to City of Toronto for help. There is a lot more to tell, but I think I am out of my time, and I think I've made my points. To conclude, after 6 months since I have asked the problem to be fixed, we still don't know if it is. It took me another 3 months to convince the City of Toronto noise enforcement team to do something about this. The last thing that happened, the client made some changes to the boiler under the supervision of city's noise enforcement officers, but they weren't able to check if the sound is gone because the summer came and the boiler was turned off. We were told that the city's work order will stay open until the issue is resolved, which will be known in fall when the boiler is turned back on. I want to repeat, this deputation is not to find faults and to blame anyone, but to make sure that this issue is resolved and this doesn't happen again to any other senior tenant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming forward and providing us with that assessment and the chronology of events. And we want to apologize for any challenges that you and your neighbor may have faced in this. Let's hope that the issue is now resolved. We'll ask staff to take a look at some of these processes and make sure that perhaps we provide a bit more timely responses. Tenants is at the very center of what we do. And again, apologies for any inconvenience this would have caused. And we'll try and make sure that we review the situation and find a way to make sure that it is resolved. So we'll stay on top of it. And once the boiler is turned on, we'll hopefully the issue would have been fixed. If not, I'll ask staff to take a look at what else can be done to address and rectify this issue.
Okay, thank you.
All right. With that, we've come to the end of our agenda. Is there any other business before we close?
Are some farewells in order? Is this Dave's last meeting with us? Dave Slater? Is he on?
Yes, I am. No, I'm.
No. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
Are you? What? You're still with us?
Yes.
Yeah. Until when?
Till sometime in the fall, Brenda.
Okay.
On a part-time basis.
All right. There's no one else we need to say goodbye to or thank you or okay. Other than the existing staff.
Anyway, thanks, folks. I know this has been a long one. I would appreciate your indulgence and your patience. Maureen, welcome. Carol, welcome again.
Yes.
And if there are no other business, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Linda,
So
we have a seconder.
Brenda.
Seconded by Maureen.
Brenda.
All right, so we stand adjourned. We'll see you folks in October, and some of you before that at subcommittee. Take care.
All right, thank
Enjoy the rest of the summer. It's moving fast.
Yes, it is. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Be safe.
Bye.
Bye-bye.